What's up, YouTube? Gonna make a slightly different video here today. This was a requested video. I forget who asked for it, but they wanted to see knives that had sentimental value to me. You know, whether it's a knife that you had for a long time, or a knife that, or it doesn't have to be a knife, just anything something that you had for a long time, something that was given to you by someone you care about. You know, there's always a story that goes along with it. And that's what we're going to go over here in this video. You can see the bottom row here, kind of more modern folding knives. These were all gifts from my girlfriend, and I believe that's the order that I received them. We'll get right into it here. I'll start from right to left. This is the, I think this is the one I got for Christmas, this past Christmas. This is the King's Roper, collaboration between King's Arsenal and Quartermaster. Got the carbon fiber show scale, the Cryptek pattern titanium frame lock, very thin blade, slices well, very smooth. You can see that it just falls on its own weight there. I'm not going to get too into detail, I'm just going to blow by these. This is the Hogue EX02, very cool knife, designed by Alan Olishewitz, made in USA. Coated Tonto blade there. You got the Gmaskus scales, layered G10, pretty cool looking. Very cool pocket clip on this one. Great action. Cool knife. This is the Quartermaster QTR6. Kind of industrial looking G10 scale there. Oversized pivot and standoffs. Dual thumb studs for whatever reason. Kind of chunky, really heavy because it's stainless steel frame lock. At the time I thought it was pretty cool, and it means a lot to me simply because of who gave it to me. Spyderco Gale Bradley. This is probably the best knife, user out of the bunch here. CPM M4 tool steel, very great steel. Looks kind of like a slicer grind going. Just be careful if you're using this knife for food prep, because you can see there is some spotting on mine due to the high carbon content. Always got to wash your blades off, right away after you're cutting something like onions, like I did. Anyway, stainless steel liners, kind of thick liners. They stand slightly proud of the laminate carbon fiber scales. Very smooth knife. Definitely one of my favorites. Kind of a love-hate design. In this case, I love it, but they do have a second version out now with some slight improvements. Here's the Boker Monaro, Boker Plus Monaro. Very cool blade with all the grinds and swedges. Boker does a great job at most of their collaborations. You can see the arrow in the flats, which Salmon Arrow is famous for. Great titanium texture, kind of that diamond pattern. That's the Boker Monaro, pretty cool knife. But I would say, out of all of those, my favorite is this one right here, because that is the first one, the first knife that my girlfriend bought for me. That's the DPX Hess 2.0 in kind of Ranger OD green G10 show scale. I've had this one for a while, and for a while this was the most expensive knife in my collection. It's been, loved and used over the years. Has a, they call it a bottle opener on the blade there, which most people use as a, kind of like an Emerson wave. You got dual purpose jimping here, which also functions as a wire stripper. Your various sizes, you got your hex, kind of bit driver there. Glass breaker, which can be swapped out. Nice low riding clip. I do prefer deep carry, but it is kind of big and shiny. It says Hess on it, kind of cheesy, but that's fine. Roto block. I'm gonna be honest, I've never used that once. This, like I said, it's an older model, so it does have lock rock. Off-centered. I believe D2 blade, but regardless of that, I still love it. Definitely one of my favorite knives, and definitely you know, one of the few knives that holds a lot of sentimental value. That's the DPX Hess 2.0. And I know you're probably thinking, you know, your girlfriend has great taste in knives, but truth be told, you know, every holiday, birthday, Christmas, whatever it is, she'll just, you know, look on my forever growing wish list of knives and choose one off there. This way it's not a total surprise when I receive it, but at the same time, you know I'm gonna like it. so that's with those. With these here, these three knives belong to my grandfather. We found them when we were cleaning out my grandmother's apartment. I did make another video on these and a few more. I'll leave a link in the description with that video. There are more knives that we found, but I have since, you know, given some to some of the other grandchildren. I kept these three as well as 2 more. I just can't find the other 2 at the moment. But here we have a Queen Cutlery slip joint here, clip point blade. You can see how many times it's been sharpened. I always remember him, you know, cutting fruit or peeling fruit at the table and sharpening his knives. I do have a few sharpening stones that he's left behind, kind of a pen blade for your secondary. Faux stag covers there, nickel silver bolsters, I believe. It's the Queen Cutlery slip joint there, pretty cool. But these 2 I would say mean the most to me. Get into a little story time, I guess. When I was about 7 or 8 years old, I think it was, I was, you know, I always used to spend time at my grandma's house. My cousins were always there, my uncle was always there, and I think we were looking at pictures, and the drawer where she kept her photo albums, I saw this knife in it, and I thought it was the coolest thing. You know, here I am, a 7-year-old kid, and I see this, and immediately I wanted it. And I asked her if I could have it, and she said, you know, you're a little young, that knife's a little big. I'll give it to you when you're 18, but I'll give you this for now. And she handed me this. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, what am I gonna do with this thing? This is what I wanted, and this is what I got. You know, looking back on it now, I think this is the coolest thing ever. It's a tiny little knife. Has so much character. You can see the patina on the blade there. Nice little clip point blade. You got the brass scales on there. It actually has a functioning half stop. I think it's so cool. But this is what she gave me at the time. Of course, you know, 18 years old, that came and went. I totally forgot about this. You know, recently when I found it, you know, it just put a smile on my face. I was like, that's the one. That's the one that I wanted. And now I have it. So it's definitely a great memory that I'm going to keep with me. You can see there's kind of, I guess those are acrylic covers on there. It is a lockback, but there's so much gunk and dust and stuff built in there that you actually have to push down the lock yourself. But that's fine. I'm never going to use these knives. But they're always going to be, you know, with me. Brass bolsters, I believe. 440 stainless Japan. Again, been sharpened countless times. There's actually a recurve in there now for how many times he sharpened it. I doubt that was there initially, but you never know. Yeah, so these 2 definitely mean a lot to me. And here, this one is my first knife ever. Another little story here. I'll be quick. I think we were in a department store. I was in a department store with my parents. I think I was around 6 years old at the time, and they said, okay, you're allowed to pick out one toy to get. So I picked out some, you know, random toy, and as we're going to the checkout counter, I saw this hanging up on the side there. I think it was in a blister pack or whatever, and you know, it came with a little red LED light that, well, now it's gone, broken, and the button was here, and this is what I wanted. And my dad, he's like, that's what you want? And I said, yeah. And that's kind of where it started right here. This is my first folding knife. Of course, as soon as we got home, he, you know, ground down the tip, dulled the edge. But, you know, me, 6 years old, I just thought it was the coolest thing to have a knife, even though it wasn't even functioning. But, you know, stainless china, not really a surprise. Flathead screw for the pivot, and the rest is probably just glued together. But You know, not the best quality, not good at all really, but this is kind of what started it all, guys. When I found this, you know, cleaning out my drawer not too long ago, once again I smiled. Just a funny memory to have, and this is one of the few knives that, you know, hold that sentimental value to me. I would say these right here mean the most to me. These four. Of course, these do as well on the side here, but these are my four favorite. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, I forget who requested it, but I always thank you for your comments, your questions, and your requests. Again, thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one.